Okay, letting number H707, chlorine building makeup air unit replacement at the Chain of Rocks and Howard Bend Water Treatment Plant with the Water Division. We have 2 bids. Pipe and Duct Systems, Inc., PIPE, and Duct Systems, LLC. Total bid amount, $692,905. $692,905.00. Haberberger Inc. Incorporated. HABERBERGER Incorporated. $795. $662,795.00. With the low bidder, please meet with Ms. Bryant outside.
We'll let them get on their way for a second.
Okay.
Just in time.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Dr. Eccles is here.
Yes.
Well, he steps in, that's fine. Director, how are you? Good.
Beautiful day. And thank you very much, young lady. You guys take care. Thanks, young man.
All right. Hearing number 8240. Hearing number 8240 is being conducted pursuant to Chapter 8.24 of the Revised Code of the City of St. Louis. The applicant, Amanda Jokers, is proposing to operate a massage establishment at 3228 Ivanhoe Avenue. As outlined in Section 8.24 of the Revised Code of the City of St. Louis, the Board of Public Service may approve issuance of a license following a hearing if all the requirements for a massage establishment are met unless they find A, the operation as proposed by the applicant, if permitted, would not have complied with all applicable laws, including but not limited to building, health, city planning, housing, zoning, and fire codes of the city. B, the applicant and any other person who will be directly engaged in the management and operation of a massage establishment has been convicted of, item 1, a felony not involving sexual misconduct with children, obscenity, keeping or residing in a house of ill fame, solicitation of a lewd or unlawful act, prostitution, or pandering. 2, an offense involving a sexual misconduct with children. And item 3, obscenity, keeping or residing in a house of ill fame, solicitation of a lewd or unlawful act, prostitution, or pandering. The Board of Public Service, BPS, has in its discretion may authorize issuance of a license to any person convicted of any of the crimes in subsection B1 if it finds the conviction occurred at least 3 years prior to the date of the application and the applicant has no subsequent convictions. BPS has in its possession the following documents which are being introduced into evidence. Item 1, a certified copy of Chapter 8.24 of the Revised Code of the City of St. Louis. Item 2, a completed application for a massage establishment license for 3228 Ivanhoe Avenue. Item 3, a letter from the Director of Health, Dr. Frederick Eccles, dated October 16, 2019, stating that the community sanitation staff inspected the facility at 3228 Ivanhoe Avenue and found no evidence of health code violations. Issuance of the license for a massage establishment was recommended. Item 4, a copy of the Certificate of Occupancy and Zoning issued to Forest and Meadow, LLC. Item 5, copies of the public notices for this BPS hearing. Please note and let the record reflect the following. The public notice indicated a hearing date of December 10, 2019. A board meeting was held on that date and no one appeared to testify regarding the matter. Item 6, copies of the letter sent from the Secretary of BPS notifying the applicant of this BPS hearing. And item 7, a copy of the Missouri Massage Therapist license for Amanda Jokerst. The board will swear in and hear from the representatives of city departments, followed by the applicant and those in support of the application. The board will then allow those in opposition, if any, to address the board. Your testimony is being recorded. When you come forward, please state your name and address and be sworn in. As you testify, please direct your comments to the board and not to those in the audience. Members of the audience are asked to remain silent and not coach the witnesses. During your testimony, members of this board may have questions for you. Following the hearing, the board will proceed with its regular agenda. Following the conclusion of the regular agenda, the board will deliberate, discuss, and vote on the hearing. At this time, the board asks the Department of Health representative to please come forward and be sworn in. Let the record reflect the Department of Health representative is not present. The board asks the representative of the Building Division in Zoning Inspection Section, please come forward and be sworn in. Okay. Let the record reflect no one from the Building Division is present. The board asks at this time that the applicant please come forward and be sworn in.
Okay, would you raise your right hand, please? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God? Would you state your name for the board, please?
Amanda Jokerst.
Okay. So I have just a series of questions, if you would please just respond to those.
Sure.
So how many employees, if any, will you have at your establishment?
One.
Okay.
Is that doing massage? Or, because we have different branches of our business, so
So total, how many will you have?
probably 2.
Okay, 2. And do any and all of these individuals have their Missouri license for massage therapy?
One of them does.
One of them does. Okay. And have you completed a police record check for the purpose of this application?
Yes.
Okay. And what were the results of that?
Nothing was found. I
No
don't have a
findings.
record.
Okay. Have you read and will you be able to comply with all the provisions of Chapter 8.24 of the Revised Code of the City of St. Louis? And I'll go through the specifics of that. Okay. Item 1, do you understand that as an operator of this massage establishment, you are at all times responsible for the orderly conduct of the establishment and the acts of the agents, servants, or employees in the operation of this establishment?
Yes.
Okay, you do. Number 2, do you understand that every portion of the proposed massage establishment shall be kept clean and operated in a sanitary manner? Okay. And item 3, will you be able to comply with all the operating regulations for massage establishment as provided in 8.24.130 of the Revised Code?
Yes.
Okay. At this time, I'd like to ask if the board has any questions for our applicant. Please ask them.
May I ask one? You said you have other aspects to your business. Do you also have retail sales or?
We do. They're separate from the massage business, so retail and product production.
Does it involve a lot of foot traffic or
We have a small amount of foot traffic. We're in a neighborhood setting.
small?
Carol wants to speak to the board. Carol.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Any other questions? Any other questions from the other board members? So I just wanted to ask one. So you had mentioned you'd probably have a couple employees. And I'm assuming one of those employees would be kind of a retail type employee.
Yes.
And you would be the certified licensed therapist.
Correct.
Right, okay. Okay. Seeing no other questions for the applicant, thank you.
Did the alderman want to? Yeah.
If there's anyone in support of the proposed application,
I'm in support. You should have a letter from me also.
we do.
It should be in the file.
It's in the
That's what I'm
package.
sure.
We do,
Yeah,
but would
so,
you like
and
to?
there may be one from the neighborhood association.
Would you raise your
Oh,
right hand,
I'm sorry,
please?
yes.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Would you state your name for the board, please?
Joe Carroll, in 230 if you're interested. So yes, no, the neighborhood association as well as myself, I haven't got a massage ring, but I've been in there, we took a look at it, and they're welcome. That's a very welcome business for that area. Ivanhoe, if you've been over there, it's really developing through there real nice. So yeah, so we're definitely in favor.
So you feel this is a good thing?
Oh yeah,
Very good.
it's a great thing.
All right. Any questions for Alderman Vaquero from the board? Okay, seeing none, thank you for your time. If there's anyone else here present who wishes to testify in support of the proposed establishment, please come forward and be sworn in. Seeing none. If there's anyone here present in opposition to the proposed establishment that wishes to testify, please come forward and be sworn in. Seeing none. The matter concerning hearing number 8240 is now closed and submitted. The board will deliberate the matter following the remaining agenda items.
So Rich,
Thank
how
you,
long
guys.
will that be roughly?
Probably 15 minutes.
So if you guys want to hang around 15 minutes, we can get an answer. So we'll just hang out. And we'll let her do it.
You have nothing better to do?
I know a lot. I know.
I'll make myself a note that
I could probably answer any food questions.
Let's move along, Rich.
This is all, this is about this here.
All right, let's do the second hearing today. Hearing number 8242. Hearing number 8242 is being conducted pursuant to Chapter 8.97 of the Revised Code of the City of St. Louis. The applicant, Nicole Nebel, CO Arch Nemes Tattoo and Piercing, LLC, is proposing to operate a tattoo parlor at 4255 South Kings Highway. Due to the nature of the business, the applicant is required to hold a license and permit issued pursuant to Chapter 8.97 in addition to any other requirements under the law. As outlined in Section 8.97.070 of the Revised Code of the City of St. Louis, the Board of Public Service may approve such application after a hearing if it is satisfied that the applicant is of good moral character and the applicant has given evidence that they will be able to operate the premise in compliance with all regulations and laws governing such premise, and the applicant is a resident of the state and their neighborhood consent petition is in due form, and the applicant's premise are not within 500 feet of an elementary school. The Board of Public Service has in its possession the following documents which are being introduced into evidence. Item 1, a certified copy of Chapter 8.97 of the Revised Code of the City of St. Louis and St. Louis City Ordinance 68571 as amended. Item 2, the application for a tattoo parlor with 6 chairs submitted to the Board Secretary with drawing of the proposed premise. Item 3, a copy of a letter from the Director of Health dated November 12, 2019 to BPS finding no evidence of health code violations at this facility. Item 4, a letter sent to the applicant dated December 3, 2019 providing notice of today's hearing. Item 5, a copy of the public notices for today's hearing. And item 6, an occupancy permit issued to 4255 South Kings Highway for the use as tattoo parlor with 5 chairs. At this time, the board will swear in and hear from the city representatives present, followed by the applicant and those in support of the application. The board will then allow those in opposition, if any, to address the board. Your testimony is being recorded. When you come forward, please state your name and address and be sworn in. As you testify, please direct your comments to the board and not to those in the audience. Members of the audience are asked to remain silent and not coach the witnesses. During your testimony, members of the board may have questions for you. Following this hearing, the board will proceed with its regular agenda. Following the conclusion of the regular agenda, the board will deliberate, discuss, and vote on the hearing. At this time, the board asks the zoning inspector to please come forward and be sworn in. Let the record reflect the zoning inspector is not present for today's hearing. The board asks the representative of the Department of Health to please come forward and be sworn in. Let the record reflect the representative of the Department of Health is not present at today's hearing. At this time, will the applicant please come forward and be sworn in?
Would you raise your right hand, please? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
Would you state your name for the board, please?
Nicole Knable,
Would you state your address, please?
4255 South Kings Highway, Boulevard 63109.
So I have a series of questions just like we did before, if you would please go along. Are you a resident of the state of Missouri?
Yes.
Okay. And how many tattoo chairs are being applied for?
6.
6. Okay.
Well,
Are you-
5 tattooing, 1 piercing. So it's just.
Okay. I was going to ask that question, but that's good. Are you aware that any increase in the number of tattoo chairs must be applied for with this board?
Yes.
Okay. How many employees will you have at the establishment?
They're independent contractors.
Okay. And will all the tattoo artists have their Missouri state licensure?
For tattooing?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Do you have all the necessary Missouri licenses besides that?
Yes.
Okay. Will you be able to comply with all provisions of Chapter 8.97 of the revised code of the City of St. Louis, including the following? 1. Do you understand as the operator of a tattoo parlor, you are at all times responsible for the orderly conduct of this tattoo parlor and the acts of any agents, servants, or employees in the operation of this business?
Yes.
Item 2, pursuant to Chapter 8.97, tattoo parlors may only be open from 9 a.m. until 1 a.m. What are your proposed hours of operation?
Noon to 8, and then appointment only Sunday and Monday.
Okay, thank you. Item 3, tattoo parlors shall be kept clean, well lighted, so that the rear of the premise is plainly visible from the front of the premise. Will you be able to so maintain your tattoo parlor?
Oh, yes.
And item 4, no tattoo parlor shall allow or permit any loud noises, boisterous or disorderly conduct in or around the premise or on the grounds of such premise. And the tattoo parlor shall prevent the loitering of persons on the premise or on or around the premise of the tattoo parlor. Will you be able to comply with these regulations?
Yes.
Okay. With this, I would like to ask if the board members have any questions for our applicant today.
Mr. Chair, Ms. Knable, as the owner, you indicated that these are independent contractors, which means that they're not employees of yours, that you would have no liability under the law with respect to if they should do something negligent or careless.
We're fully insured.
What protocols or provisions do you have in place to
We have-
ensure that these folk or have the appropriate certifications from the state? And what types of indemnifications do you have with respect to their work?
I have worked with these individuals. I've hand-chosen them throughout my years of working in St. Louis as a tattoo artist. I know them personally at this point. They are all licensed, Missouri compliant artists. We get inspected every 6 months so that our licensing we have to show that we're up to date on everything. As far as them being independent contractors, yes and no, I don't have liability for their actions personally, but we do have employee conduct, and there is employee independent contractors code of ethics in place.
And
So,
you were about to share with us that you are insured.
Yes.
Are those folk on your insurance?
Yes, we all are. And that is for our actual physical location, and if we travel and do any conventions. So it covers us anywhere we go.
Dr. Eccles, are those a part of your inspections when you're out there?
Yes, in addition to just the overall well-being of the environment of the location.
Okay. Any further questions from the board members for our applicant?
I'm not on the board, can I ask a question?
Sure.
Well, the question, no, because I've seen this at the fingernail places, and stuff like that. That when you do the individual employees, don't they all have to be signed up with the city of St. Louis's individual businesses and pay their taxes and all
Yes,
that?
they do.
So each one would have a license,
It
not
costs
just a
about
license.
$25 for a little business license
Yeah,
that they have.
each one has, okay.
Yes.
That's what I thought, I just wasn't sure. Right.
Yes, so they're essentially they are renting or paying in a commission into the business itself.
Okay, it was more curious, because I don't like hairdressers do that, and then I've seen places where.
Yep. Good point. Thank you. Any other questions for our applicant?
Yeah, I guess.
Sure.
Is that piercing individual there, are they licensed?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, you said the tattoo people were licensed. Is that
We all are.
through the state of Missouri as
Yes.
well?
Okay.
Yeah, that's part of the health inspection for the actual tattoo establishment license. As they come in, they check all the licenses, all our bloodborne pathogens, CPR, first aid, we're certified and all that.
Seeing no further questions from the board, if there's anyone else in favor of this application that wish to testify, please come forward and be sworn in. Seeing none, If there's anyone in opposition to this application that wishes to testify, please come forward and be sworn in. Seeing none. The matter concerning hearing number 8242 is now closed and submitted. The board will now continue with its regular agenda. Can you call the roll, please?
Director Scobie is excused. Director Wilson.
Here.
Director Hayes.
Here.
Director Augustin is excused. Director Eccles.
Here.
Director Edwards.
Here.
And President Bradley.
Here we have a quorum. I'll call this meeting in order.
From the President, plans and specifications for letting number 8711 STL Cargo City roof replacement for buildings 1 and 2 at Lambert St. Louis International Airport. Plans and specifications for letting number 8712 STL Cargo City roof replacement for buildings 3, 4, and 5 at Lambert St. Louis International Airport. Plans and specifications for letting number 8713 concrete and brick removal, replacement, and complete sidewalk installation, SP 112. Preliminary approval. Let's see. Preliminary approval for letting number 8706 Dr. Martin Luther King Drive lighting and traffic signal improvements, Newstead Avenue to Vanderbilt Avenue. Recommends approval. Contract and bond for letting number 8702 Ground Transportation Center at St. Louis Lambert International Airport, St. Louis, Missouri. PSA number 1243 Public Safety Answering Point Facility. Recommends approval. Agreement for grant permit for up to 1 year with Grossman Iron and Steel Company with the City of St. Louis, canceling 30-day notice for a period up to 1 year at site near number 5 Clinton. Forest Park Waterways Project Agreement between the City of St. Louis and Forest Park Forever for funding the remaining phase of the project. And we have one festival zone for August 15, 2020 for the Gateway Arch Riverfront Car, Motorcycle, and Truck Show at Lenore K. Sullivan Boulevard Center at the bottom of the stairs at Lenore K. Sullivan between Poplar and Eads Bridge. From the President and Directors of Public Utilities and Streets. Joint recommendation that the following permits be approved subject to certain conditions as follows. IKEA Smart City LLC to install interactive kiosk system, IKEA, and replacement of sidewalks for new construction at 298 South 14th Street, subject to certain conditions. And IKEA Smart City LLC to install interactive kiosk system, IKEA, and replace sidewalks once new construction is complete at 430 South 7th Street, 301 South 18th Street, 800 Washington, 2717 North 14th Street, 10 North Tucker, 100 North Broadway, and 10 South Broadway, subject to certain conditions. From the Director of Public Utilities, recommendation that the following emergencies be approved subject to certain conditions. To install HDPE material for 1901 Sulphur Avenue, 36-inch main break. Repairs to the Howard Bean Water Treatment Plant, chlorine container room crane. Replace all glue flue piping in the Chain of Rocks shore intake building with stainless steel piping. Roof replacement of main building at the McCree Pipe Yard facility and McCree Break Room RTU replacement. From the Director of Public Utilities and Streets, joint recommendation that the following permits be approved subject to certain conditions as follows. Charter to start at 1311 Tower Grove Avenue, the pole at the northwest corner of the intersection. Riser down and go under and ground across Vista to the corner, continuing down 175 feet. Setting a vault to turn to the east to the building, to the east to the side of the building at 141 Tower Grove Avenue. Store that pole on the side of Chippewa and on the north curb line, 414 feet to 3760 South Grand, ending address. MCI Metro Access. Starting at existing manhole located at 236 feet northwest of 4560 North 2nd Street. Bore and place conduit for new fiber 20 feet southeast and place handhole in the sidewalk 221 feet northwest of 4560 North 2nd Street. Starting at existing manhole located at 1713 Shoto. Bore northwest for approximately 25 feet to sidewalk and place handhole. Starting at existing manhole located at 4465 Manchester. Bore northeast for approximately 20 feet to new sidewalk and place handhole. Starting at new handhole being placed at intersection of 4465 Manchester. Bore and place conduit for fiber 855 feet north along the east side of South Taylor and place handhole at the side of 4471 Arco and bore one leg 168 feet west along the north side of Arco and place handhole at the alley of 4503 Arco, etc. Starting at existing manhole located at the corner of 1019 Pine, bore and place conduit for new fiber 22 feet northwest and place new handhole at the southeast corner of 113 Pine Street. And we have XDNet systems, and it's from existing manhole in the southern lanes of Chestnut at the intersection of North 19th, bore approximately 45 feet west to the new light pole location. Is for the street lights, and this is for the from the Director of Public Utilities and Parks, Recreation and Forestry. Joint recommendation that permit for HCL acquisitions to encroach with 8 soil boring cast of Parco's chemical facility on the ball field located at Penrose Park, east of 4330 Geraldine. Recommends approval subject to certain conditions. From the Director of Public Utilities and Public Safety, HEH Investments, Inc., for a boundary adjustment at 2856 through 2864 Limp and City Block 1414. Recommends approval. And now we have the conditional uses.
Good afternoon, Mr. President. Long, zoning specialist for the city, and I'll be representing the building commissioner at today's meeting. For board order number 766, transfer the recommendation for the following conditional use application. Approval is one application, 1408 to 18 East Prairie. Approval with conditions is recommended for 5 applications. 4309 Blair, 221 West Steins, 2211 South Grand, 2723 South Kings Highway, 4331 Natural Bridge. I request that these recommendations be approved as submitted.
Are there any questions from the board on today's conditional uses? Seeing none, take a motion, please.
Motion to approve the conditional uses as submitted.
Been moved and seconded for approval of today's conditional uses. Can you call the roll, please?
Director Scobie is excused. Director Wilson?
Aye.
Director Hayes?
Aye.
Director Augustine is excused. Director Eccles?
Aye.
Director Edwards? And President Bradley.
Aye. Today's conditional uses are approved. Hearing number 8240, which is 3228 Ivanhoe Avenue, Amanda Jokerst to operate a massage establishment. We heard from our applicant today that she will be in compliance of all applicable rules as dictated by city code and law. We also heard support from Alderman Joe Vaquero, who believes this is a good establishment for his neighborhood. So with that, I'd like to open the floor to the board for any further discussion on this hearing.
I move approval of the application. She appears to be in legal compliance.
Second.
Okay. Moved in second for approval of this application. Can you call the roll, please?
Director Scobie is excused. Director Wilson?
Aye.
Director Hayes?
Aye.
Director Augustine is excused. Director Eccles?
Aye.
Director Edwards? And President Bradley.
Aye. Approved. Thank you. Hearing number 8242, which is the business for a tattoo parlor at 4255 South Kings Highway. We heard from our applicant today that she will also be in compliance with all the rules and regulations required by the city for the operation of this business. So with that, I would like to open the floor for any discussion from the board.
Motion to approve the application.
Moved and second for approval of the application. Could you call the roll, please?
Director Scobie is excused. Director Wilson?
Aye.
Director Hayes?
Aye.
Director Augustin is excused. Director Eccles?
Aye.
Director Edwards? And President Bradley.
Aye. Approved. Thank you. I'd like to turn your attention to our meeting minutes from our regular meeting from last Tuesday, December the 10th, 2019. Are there any questions or comments on the minutes as presented? Seeing none, I'll take a motion, please.
Motion to approve the minutes as submitted.
Moved and second for approval of the regular meeting minutes. Can you call the roll, please?
Director Scobie is excused. Director Wilson? Director Hayes? Director Augustin is excused. Director Eccles?
Aye.
Director Edwards? And President Bradley.
Aye. The minutes are approved from the regular meeting. We also had a special meeting on 12/13 of 19 with one item for a special events permit. Are there any questions or comments on those minutes?
Motion to approve?
Second. Moved and second for approval. Can you call the roll, please?
Director Scobie is excused. Director Wilson? Director Hayes?
Aye.
Director Augustin is excused. Director Eccles?
Abstain.
Director Edwards?
Abstain.
And President Bradley.
Aye. Those minutes are approved. Today's agenda, questions or comments on our agenda today?
President, if I could interject for a moment. I need to change for the record on December 10th. It should be abstain for me and not aye
Okay.
last Tuesday.
Okay.
But I was here for the 13th, so to speak.
Duly noted. Duly noted. Thank you.
Sorry about
If
that.
I may, President Bradley, too, we may have to vote on those minutes next time because I don't believe there was a majority of people that voted.
So, let's see who was there. So,
On the
at
special
that meeting,
call?
the only one excused at that meeting was Director Hayes. So, if we had ayes from myself, Director Wilson, Director Eccles, and Director Edwards, we're good.
Yeah, I thought they abstained. I'm sorry.
Which was on the...
That's
The
on
regular meeting. The
regular meeting.
regular meeting, you guys voted aye.
Yes.
The other meeting, they did not because they were not. So we had two approvals on the special. So are you thinking that we can't approve because we don't have a majority of those? So what we'll do with those is, that's a good point, we'll table those minutes until the next meeting, and we'll
Okay.
redo those. Thank you. Okay, today's agenda, questions or comments on the agenda? Seeing none, take a motion, please.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Please call the roll. Thank you.
Director Scobie is excused. Director Wilson? Director Hayes?
Aye.
Director Augustin is excused. Director Eccles?
Aye.
Director Edwards? And President Bradley.
Aye. Today's agenda is approved. Motion for adjournment, please.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Meeting adjourned. Thank you all.